Hey everybody, welcome to or back to my channel, My Kind of Stuff. And today we are talking about all of our book club picks for the Love and Horror Book Club for the first half of the year. If you guys have been around on my channel for a while, you know that Jenny from over at the Haphazard Book Nook and I run the Love and Horror Book Club, where we rotate between reading a horror and a dark romance every other month. And we have picked out our books for January through June, and I thought I would share them with you here. I will make sure I leave a link to our Discord down below. Make sure you join. We would absolutely love to have you, even if you don't want to read every book. Even if you only want to read one book, that's perfectly fine. We would still absolutely love to have you. We have a blast over there. We do live reading sprints and a live show discussing the book the last 2 Sundays of every month. And we've just really been enjoying it. Also, if you yourself are a booktuber and you would like to join us for any of the books, please reach out to either Jenny or I. And we'd really like you to join us in our live discussions. So first, let's talk about our January pick. For this, we are going to be reading Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates. This one came out, I think, last year. It is basically about this group of people that are on a tour bus heading up the Rockies. Their beautiful sunny day quickly turns into a blizzard pushing through, and the 8 strangers on this bus have to get out and take shelter in an abandoned hunting cabin. During the middle of the night, their tour guide goes missing, and they discover them the next morning, and his head has been severed and impaled on a pine tree right outside the cabin. And obviously now they know someone in their group is killing for sport, and we need to find out who. So this is supposed to be a very fast-paced thriller slash horror because of some of the gory aspects. I've read quite a few Darcy Coates books now. I have liked pretty much all, well, I have liked all of them. I have loved a few of them. So I cannot wait to hop into this one. In February, our book pick is Marrow, which is a book that is written by Trisha Wolfe and Bryn Weaver. This is very much giving Butcher and Blackbird, but this was written before. It was written, I think, in March last year. And this is about 2 rival serial killers. One of them is a forensic anthropologist, and the other is a wildlife biologist. So 2 very unassuming people that apparently are serial killers and falling in love somehow. This is a dark romance. It is enemies to lovers, and I'm really excited to check it out. Next up, in March, we will be reading Witchcraft for Wayward Girls, which is going to be Grady Hendrix' newest book. This one comes out in the middle of January, I believe. In this book, we are following this group of wayward girls who ended up getting pregnant very young, and their families send them away to this house in Florida to basically have their babies in secret and give them up for adoption and kind of try and move on from this. Of course, the woman who runs the house is quite strict, and she controls everything that they eat, every moment of their day, everything they're allowed to talk about. So it's very stressful for these girls. Some of them want to keep their babies. There's also, I think one of the girls is mute. No one really knows what her story is. And our main character, Fern, ends up going to the library. She talks to a librarian who ends up giving her an occult book about witchcraft. And now the girls are learning spells, getting powers, and learning how easily that can destroy them. Because there's always a price to be paid. This kind of reminds me of the craft in a way. Obviously, those girls don't get pregnant, but they go to this bookshop, get an occult book, and start learning how to do spells and learning that just because they are powerful, it comes with a price. So I'm actually pretty excited to check this one out. I wasn't sure when I first heard about it because witchy type books aren't normally for me. But this one sounds slightly more modern, even though it's set in 1970s. I don't know. I'm excited to try it. Grady Hendrix, his books are normally a good time, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Our pick for the month of April is Lords of Pain, which is book one in the Royals of Forsyth University series. This is a dark college bully romance. Our female main character is running from something and ends up back on the doorstep of some guys that took advantage of her in high school, one of them being her stepbrother, and the other two are his two best friends. And this is a why choose, I assume. That's what it sounds like. And I don't think I really want to know a ton more about this one. I've been really into the dark college bully romances lately, so I think this one's going to be a lot of fun. I've heard a lot of great things about this series, so I'm excited to check it out for myself. In the month of May, we are going to be reading Polybius by Colin Armstrong. This is very 80s themed. I think the book takes place in 1982, and this says that it is Stranger Things meets The Walking Dead. This is basically like an urban legend about a video game that is created by the government for psychological warfare. So our main character is working at a dingy arcade. They get this brand new edgy game called Polybius, and all of a sudden the shop is like overwhelmed with all these people fighting for time on the machine, and it's almost like a virus like epidemic that takes hold of all of the people, and they begin experiencing like anger, paranoia, hallucinations. No one can be trusted. Things get grisly, and there's violence erupting all over town because of the arrival of this mysterious game. And I'm super excited to see how this plays out. I absolutely love games. I love when there are game aspects in books. And when you bring that into a horror, you've just found my happy place. So I'm really excited to check this one out in May. And last, but certainly not least, our June book club pick is Beautiful Venom by Rena Kent. There is not even a cover for this yet, nor is there a synopsis. This has been very hush-hush, under wraps. It did get pushed back. This was originally going to be our April read, but now it's not coming out until May, so we pushed it to our June read. All I truly know about it is that it is a dark hockey romance, and it is not connected to the rest of like the Rena-verse books. So I have been reading Legacy of Gods and absolutely eating it up, so I'm really excited to jump into like a new world in her verse, and check this one out. Again, there's really like nothing about it right now, so I'm interested. I can't wait. All right, guys, those are our picks for the next 6 months of the Love and Horror Book Club. Again, link down in the description below is a link to our Discord. Make sure you also check out Jenny's channel. I have her linked down below as well because we do co-host this book club. We would absolutely love to have you. Let me know in the comments if you are excited for any of these reads and if you think you'll be joining us. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.